How many people, by a show of hands, feel like we had a free and fair election in 2020? Exactly. We did not. And there's a lot of politicians who are going to be running for state party officers that will talk the talk, but will they walk the walk? That is the big question, and I know this organization will hold those officers accountable. But I'm here today to talk to you and introduce my friend Caroline Jeffords for secretary, because of all Georgians, she has talked the talk, but she's also walked the walk. She took it upon herself to raise the capital and put her name on a court case, Jeffords versus Fulton County, revolving around election integrity in Georgia. And I'm proud to say that my friend's case is still the only one withstanding moving forward to fight for election integrity in our elections. And I don't know anyone else who deserves to be in our leadership more than her. And I'm happy to announce Caroline Jeffords for secretary.
Thank you, Jamie. First, before I talk about myself, I want to thank the GRA and how much work you have all done and continue to do. I'm so thankful for the successes that we've had in our recent precinct meetings, county conventions, and district conventions, and a lot of that has had to do with what you have done. And so thank you for what you have done and continue to do. And being in Fulton County, we have a new chair who's here today, Stephanie Andres, and I am so proud to be elected a vice chair to work with her. She is a force to be reckoned with, and we are changing Fulton County. I'm Caroline Jeffords. I'm running to seek the position of the Georgia State Secretary. I'm looking to bring transparency, timely communication to our party and our members. For example, I would like to see our precinct meetings, our county conventions, our district conventions, and obviously our state conventions on the website and sent out to members in a timely manner. So whether you're new and looking to get involved in the party, you can go to the Georgia State GOP. In addition to hopefully your county convention, what and where and when you and how you can participate. That's something that needs to take place. I also, like Susie mentioned, being on the state executive committee is key. It's key to our 2024 elections that are going to be coming up. You want someone who's going to be there to have courage, to stand on principle and values, and that's something that I've already demonstrated with election integrity. And we also have to be representative of our members and not have pressure coming from the top down. This is an organization where the grassroots matter, and that's why we're here. And I'm somebody who will do that and be a voice for you. I also want to talk to you just a little bit about myself. I am a native Georgian. I also went to college at Georgia Institute of Technology. I have never left the state of Georgia. It has been my home. I also had the opportunity in 2004 to serve as Miss Georgia USA, which I was able to basically be an ambassador to the state of Georgia, across the state of Georgia and even the country. And that continued to develop my love of community service. I'm not a community organizer. I'm a community servant. I want to get that straight. And so I've dedicated over 20 years of my life to organizations. Currently, I'm on the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Marcus Autism Board of Trustees. I have chaired a number of their events, their largest fundraiser as well, and I also serve on the Atlanta Ballet, Corps de Ballet board as well. I believe in that the education that they provide to young girls and some boys that want to participate, but I love how they involve the youth, and that's a passion of mine. And so being in community service, it has typically been involved with nonprofits, but after I was a Fulton County recount monitor in 2020 at the Georgia World Congress Center, I firsthand observed the lack of protocols, procedures that took place, and was appalled. I could not believe it. It had been my first time actually being part of the election process on the ground, and I actually raised my hand because of a situation that was taking place that I knew was not right. Next thing I knew, I didn't know who the players were at the time, but I had who ended up being Richard Barron. If you're familiar with Fulton County, he was our elections director at the time. I had Fulton County attorneys and other people in my face surrounding me, and I'm a pretty tough cookie, and no one else came to my defense, but I stood there. I stood my ground. I had tears in my eyes that I was fighting back, but I was willing to stand up for what's right. Currently, I am the Fulton County secretary. I was the assistant secretary. I've been elected vice chair to the Fulton County Board Officers Group. I'm also a 5th District Committee member that's been recently elected. I also serve on the Georgia GOP Foundation as a board of governors on that, and I'm also I was appointed by David Schaefer as on the Georgia GOP Rules Committee. So I am somebody who has courage. I'm willing to stand up for what's right. I have principles and I have integrity. And I also last thing I want to mention is there's also a fight out there for our children and the future of their future generations. So I would appreciate your vote, and I'm here to represent you and to fight for you. Thank you.